Didn't know I was going to have walkout music. First of all, thank you guys for waking up so early, getting here, and for the presentation at 9 a.m. I know there's a lot of guys that were here doing the game last night, so thank you guys for showing up and coming to listen. My name is Billy Mitchell. I've been up here a lot yesterday. The head baseball coach at Red Yard. My contact information is up here. I'll have it at the end of the slideshow too. My email, my cell phone number, any kind of social media, if it's Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, Coach_Mitchell. So normally people wait till the end to do thanks, but I remember back in 2003, 2004 when I first started coming to conventions here. I remember sitting right over here, and I think I was watching Dan Griesbaum. I think I was watching somebody up here, and I thought, man, one day I want to be up there. One day I want to be up there presenting, and I'm going to thank my family because that's going to be important. So the first thing I need to thank my family for all the support that they give me for all the years I've coached. My wife is amazing. She was a stay-at-home mom for a while. Now she's a assistant lead teacher at the USRP program at Red Yard. My oldest daughter, Emma, very exciting time for her. She just signed her letter of intent to run college cross country at Bay College up in Escanaba. So very excited for her. My son Bryce has been my little sidekick since day one. Right now he's 15, just turned 15 last Sunday. He's a freshman in high school. We're finally going to be able to coach him. He's finally going to go from manager to a coach with us. He just got brought up this week to the varsity basketball team right here too as a freshman. So pretty cool for him. Like he set that goal last year to play varsity basketball, varsity football, varsity baseball as a freshman. And I said, well, we need to get bigger, we need to get stronger, faster. Every day last school year as an 8th grader, we were in the weight room at 6:30 a.m. before school. So every day we were lifting so he could accomplish his goal. He accomplished it in football, now basketball, and it's going to happen in baseball. So it's kind of cool to see all the hard work he's put in and how it's transferred out. He learned from a lot of guys that come to our program. My other daughter, Ashlyn, the orange shorts there, she has some big goals. Her goal is to swim in the Olympics. She just told me that last week. Dad, I want to swim in the Olympics. So she's a swimmer. She's a good kid. She plays a lot of sports too. She's a really good cross country runner too. And our youngest, Elsie, she's the swimmer, the runner. She finally figured out that running is a race and not just out for exercise and cross country this year. She's a 7th grader. Ashley's an 8th grader, but Elsie figured that out. Took her a couple races, but she kind of figured things out, and all of a sudden she took off running at her times. So this picture here is something that somebody took after the first district win we had. I'll go over my coaching, where I coach, I think. But I coached a lot of games, and I've won some championships, and my wife was never there, because we were on the road in the summer. And this is basically the first district championship that we won, and she was there for it. And the moment that somebody captures this, and every time I look at it, makes me tear up. But just the moment that she was enjoying the work that we've done together to get to that point is amazing. And like I said, I wouldn't be here without her support and her taking care of the kids, and you guys know my wife tonight. So big thank you to her. So I put this up here too. My son, if you can see him through the years here. If you have a son, if you're going to have a son like in the future, bring him with you. Have him with you. The memories that we've made, I mean, honestly, it makes my daughter's kind of jealous because Bryce is with dad all the time. But the memories that we've made together in the dugout and the jokes that we have that they don't have, the connection that we have as a son and a father is from the times that we've been together. I mean, he had a middle school baseball game last year, and we went down to Michigan State baseball game and then played the next day at Langsford. But he came with us and missed his middle school baseball game just to enjoy that experience. So it's awesome having him around. And it's cool this year as a freshman, he's going to be on our varsity team. Like I said, they'll probably get over 3 or 4 pictures there at first base. But if you have a son, take him with you. Bring him with you. Let him get along with the guys, let him go chase bats, let him go the outfield, chase fly balls. Bring him with you. Just the amount of brothers, he doesn't have any brothers at home. But he has so many brothers through the years that he's got from all the kids that he's been able to coach. So make sure you do that. Thank yous too. This is my coaching staff right now at Red Yard. Brad Hall, we say he's the #1 bus driver in the nation. He's our bus driver. He gets us everywhere we go. So every time we have a waiting, we're guaranteed to have a bus because he's our bus driver. So like I said, we joke around saying he's the best bus driver in the nation, but he's a really good guy. Jim Suggett, he's also the football coach and the basketball coach. And Mark Sprague, Jonas Sprague are coaches that are on the staff. I wouldn't be standing up here. Our program wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for those guys. So thank you to those guys too. Remember, as a coach, you make an impact, right? All of us that are coaches and teachers can think back to a coach or a teacher that made you want to coach, that made you want to teach. And this is all of our high school, this is all the coaches I had during my high school years. The guy up in the left-hand corner, Tony Tertoli, he was my high school baseball coach. He's the first ever UP baseball coach to be elected into the Coach Association Hall of Fame. He had a long career. Sadly, he passed away a couple years ago on Thanksgiving. But he was a great mentor. The group in the middle here, those are football coaches, PE guys, coaches, teachers that I've had. Rob Ford, the guy in the middle, he actually is down in the Haslett area now. In 2022, when we made the Final Four, he actually came to watch, so it was kind of cool to have a guy that I looked up to as a coach and a teacher come and watch us in the Final Four. And Greg Rambo is the other guy up in the right-hand corner. He has been a huge mentor for me. I turned 19, I started coaching baseball, and I started coaching with him. He's like a father figure. He's one of my mentors. He still calls me and asks me how things are going on during the season, so we still talk about baseball. So just remember, you make an impact. You're going to help create future coaches because we're not getting any younger, right? So we need to have younger guys get involved to try to help so we can get retired at some point in our careers over. So just remember, you make an impact. All right, so a little bit about my coaching adventure I've been on. As soon as I graduated high school, realized not that good. Can't hit a ball far. Can't throw a ball fast. I want to get into teaching. I want to get into coaching. So I went to Greg and I said, hey, I want to start helping. So he let me become a coach. So from 99 to 2018, I coached the American Legion baseball team in the Sioux. We had kids from all over, not just the Sioux. I spent 99 to 2008 as assistant coach, and in 2009, Greg actually took over as the head baseball coach at Sioux High, so he turned the program over to me from 2009 to 2018. 2018 was kind of my transition to get into high school baseball again, so I had to give up the summer just because I didn't feel like I was spending enough time with my family. So the time of the summer, 2010 was the first year. I know this is a hot topic for the people that are playing Legion baseball right now. But 2010 was the first year that they split it into A and AA. And in 2010, we won the Class A state championship. We hosted it in the Sioux, and we won that one. We were 6-time Zone 5 representative for AA. And in that time period, 99 to 2018, we had 34 college baseball players. And this is from the UP of Michigan and Northern Michigan. So there's a lot of baseball players. High school wise, I started in 2003, and I coached assistant JV baseball coach at High. Went to Burnley as an assistant for the varsity, and it was just too cold. I didn't want to get the cool weather anymore, so I took some time off. But there was always one program that I said, if they asked me to be part of it, they asked me to coach in the spring, and I would do it. And it was Red Yard. So in 2016, they came to me and they said, we need a Red Yard, we need a JV coach. I said, all right, I got you. So I did that for a while. The coach at the time ended up selling his business, so he didn't have as much free time as he used to have. So he knew that I would be able to step in. So he stepped down and I stepped in. So in 2020, the COVID year was my first year as as the head baseball coach in Red Deer. Some of the awards, District Coach of the Year 4 times, Regional Coach 2. The biggest thing that makes me proud is that last year I was the first ever coach from the UP to be able to be up here and receive the Coach of the Year Award for Division 4. And I'm very thankful that this year we have another guy from the UP sitting in the crowd right here, Tony Adams, that was able to get the Coach of the Year this past season. So we'll have another Uber call Coach of the Year. The other thing, they're in a transition period right now, but Sioux College in Sioux, Ontario has a baseball program started. A few years back at the convention here, they asked me to jump on board as a scout. So I spent my summers traveling around a little bit trying to scout for them. So that's really kind of that summer. Just about one of the most important actions things leader can do is lead by example. If you want everyone else to be passionate, committed, dedicated, and motivated, you go first, right? You set the example as a coach. The most powerful leadership tool you have is your own personal example. You set the example, right? If you want your kids to lift weights, you need to be lifting weights too. If you expect your kids to do running stuff or do stuff, you need to set the example, right? I'll talk more about our programs here in a little bit, but we're in the weight room. Like all of our coaches, when we have our weightlifting time, we're in there with them. We're lifting with them. We don't just walk around and talk. Like we're in there lifting, and actually it's kind of funny because right now I can bench more than all the basketball kids. So basketball coaches, like hey, baseball coaches lifting more than you gotta push yourself. So lift weights. I mean, show the kids that you can read. Like the kids are amazed when we get on a bus ride to go somewhere. I get a book out. I'm reading a book. Trying to get better, trying to learn how to be a better leader. The kids look at me and they're like, what are you doing? I'm reading a book, trying to get better. Respect the umpires. Grind. I mean, show them how to grind. Respect umpires. If here's a guy that's out there on the screen, not treating umpires right, guess what's going to happen? Players are going to do the same thing, right? So you set the example. So some of you are probably wondering, right, where is that? Where is it? What's going on? So Red Deer is up in the UP. I always tell everybody, if you take I-75 up, go across the bridge to St. Ignace, it's about halfway between St. Ignace and the Sioux. Right on I-75, right out there. So our school is actually Red Deer / Kinross. So Kinross is, used to be an Air Force base. There's a prison there. There's a lot of prison workers. Population 7,428 people in our whole community. In our school, we have 603 kids, K-12. In our high school right now, we're at 176. So I wanted to put that up there so you guys can have that like in your mind, those numbers, as far as what we've done and how small we actually are. So 176 kids in our school. A big thing with Red Deer baseball wasn't something that I started, is the tradition. And there's a winning tradition, and it was there before I got there. And this is one quote that we go by: tradition is kept alive only by something being added to it. So we're always trying to add to our tradition. And one of our biggest traditions is this right here, our quarterfinal wins. So this was 2023. Was quite the journey to get to this point. We were even 500 until the end of the year. But that's our big thing, is we talk about it. Like I talk about it all the time. We're going to dogpile. Like that dogpile is going to happen. It's going to happen. You got to get there. Remember the dogpile. It's going to happen. We always talk about it. We find out where the regional quarterfinal day is, and we talk about it. That way it's in their head, and they see it, and they believe it's going to happen. Right? So a little bit about the Red Deer program. So it's been with MHSBCA since 1994. So since that time, we've had 18 conference championships, 19 district championships, 9 regional championships, and 5 Final Fours. Okay, all that with 176 kids in our school. This guy right here is the guy that, if I didn't say anything about him, I don't know if I could ever put back in Red Deer. But 1994, Ron Hansel brought the Red Deer baseball program back. He was a 2016 Hall of Fame member here, second ever guy from UP to be elected into the Hall of Fame. CMU alum, very good guy. He's back teaching in our school now, so he's a good guy that I can go bounce ideas off of and talk baseball with. So awesome to have around. Our baseball program, we have a varsity, a JV. We actually started a middle school program a couple years ago. So we have a middle school league with all the little schools, Pickford, Brimley, Cedarville. They go play on Saturdays, like in practice during the week. And Saturdays they go to Redmond, and everybody plays. You get a doubleheader. Then you go to Cedarville. Next week you play doubleheader. So we're trying to expand that in UP. There's something cool that we've done. And the best part is our middle school coach is Ron McSlogan. So he came back to teach, and the job opened, and he took it, and it's amazing. You walk into a practice, and they're saying the same things we say, they're teaching things the same way we teach things, and to have a Hall of Fame coach as your middle school coach, I don't know if you could write a story and have it happen. So it's awesome to have him back as part of the program. The kids love him because they've all heard the Mr. B stories. Now they're creating their own Mr. B stories. So it's awesome to have Ron back as our middle school coach. Our big thing is believe. Okay, when I took over, that was our biggest thing, believe. You gotta believe you're gonna win the game. You gotta believe that it's not over until the last out. You gotta believe that we're teaching you to do the right things. You gotta believe in yourself. Okay, it was all about believing. And that mantra right there is what helped us in 2023 when we made it to the Final Four. Okay, our record in 2023 was not good. Like I said, we were 19-19 in the state semifinal. We played the number one team in the state and beat them 5-0 because we believed. And nobody else gave us a shot. That whole district run, nobody gave us a chance. Nobody thought we were going to do it, but we did because we believed. They have something that you can lean back on with the kids, and it's something too, right? They hear it all the time. Believe. And the thing this year that we're starting, thanks to Dan Savini, everything counts. And I can spread that into football and basketball. Everything counts. If what you do counts. If you're lazy on a rep taking a ground ball, guess what? You're going to be lazy in the game. If you're lazy shooting a free throw in practice, guess what's going to happen in the game? You're going to be lazy, you're going to miss that shot. Everything counts. Every rep counts. Take advantage of it, right? Trying to get better every day, all the time. So we're bringing that in this year. Everything counts. The one unique thing we have with our high school, as small as it is we're one program. Football season gets over, we grab the football stuff, which I'll show you in a minute. We grab the football stuff, here's your basketball stuff. Basketball gets over, give me your basketball stuff, here's your baseball stuff. And it's one program, one goal, we have one identity. So I'm the JV football coach, I'm the assistant JV basketball coach, and I'm the varsity baseball coach. The varsity football coach is also the varsity basketball coach, and he's one of my assistants. So it's unique that they're hearing the same thing all the time. They have the same expectations. You have to be in the weight room, you have to be putting the effort in, extra effort in. Like it's all the same. The expectation doesn't change. And we beat cross country in the mix. In the summer, when we do our weightlifting stuff, our cross country runners are in the weight room with us lifting. So it's not just baseball, football, basketball. It's cross country. It's track. It's all those guys. We're all together. Okay, same expectations. They know. I just found somebody. They know during the school year, if something happens in class and he's acting full in class, we got reminders. They just know. It doesn't matter what season it is. They know they're running. We do 17s and they don't like them. All you gotta do is you go in the locker room, you write reminders at the time, and they know. Last year, during football season, we had an assembly on game day for football, and some kids were acting a fool. Reminders. So we had them in the gym running reminders before a game, just because that's our standard, right? We expect them to be good people in the class. So like I said, everything's the same. Same coaches, same expectations, same way. Okay, our big identity that we're trying to get back to are the rats. Okay, our big saying back in 2022, 2021 was Feed the Rats. Hey, we gotta get going. We gotta get some early stuff going in the morning. We gotta feed the rats. Everything is about feeding the rats. They're gym rats. They just always want to be around the gym. They always want to get better. They always want to lift. They always want to hit. And these are a couple designs we had for shirts. Of course, ours, the baseball one is Believe, that was our thing. The basketball one is Stay the Course. So we had some shirts made for the kids and stuff, Feed the Rats. So that was our identity. It's something that we kind of got away from with the kids that we have now, but we're trying to get back to it. And we just want gym rats. We want kids to compete. I don't care if it's somebody's in the gym competing in basketball or whatever it is, but we just want rats. We want them in the gym, in the weight room, just getting better. I don't care if it's with the cross-country coach or if it's with football, whatever. We just want rats. And we want them to be gym rats and just be around. And with our new superintendent we have now, we have more access to the school as far as times because before we didn't, so we're always in the gym. So here's some pictures of me coaching in other sports. Obviously sitting on the bench here in basketball. This is a cool picture from this past fall. That's Barry Pearson from St. Nicholas. He was my high school coach my senior year in football, so I got to coach him this year. Just a couple of pictures of me helping. That's the other thing. If you don't coach the other sports, you can help the other coach take some pressure off. Like before I started being the JV head football coach, I would go on the sideline during varsity football games, and anybody got hurt, like you just send a me, you coach, I got it. Or I would set the bleachers up for basketball. Like there was things I would do to try to help the coach from the other sports. If you can do that, it's going to help because then guess what's going to happen? They're going to help you, right? You need somebody to do the book, you need somebody to do the scoreboard. Well, maybe the football coach remembers when you helped that kid that got hurt, and now they're going to help you with your book or your scoreboard or whatever you need. So just try to help the other coaches in your program if you're not already part of the program. So we have a real unique group. In the summer, like we got done, our baseball season ended on a Saturday. On a Monday, we started weightlifting in the off season at 6 a.m. And we lift from 6 to 7 a.m. 7 to 8, we do open gym basketball for conditioning. And then 8 to 10, there's an opportunity for like skills stuff with basketball. So this right here, this video is from this past season here. Football got done on Friday. We started non-sport specific conditioning on Monday. And this is the attendance. If you look at the amount of guys we have, they're running 17s right now. And that's the amount of guys. The Monday football season got done on Friday. This is how many guys we got in this gym voluntarily trying to get better at basketball season. Yeah, there's kids that are in there for wrestling. There's wrestlers in there. There's basketball players. Oh, there's kids in there that weren't playing a winter sport. They just want to be with guys. Okay, that's the culture that we have going right now. And when I pan down to look at the scoreboard, so we do 17s. So you start on one sideline, you run over 17 times, you got time to beat whatever. There was 20 on one side, 8 on the other. 28 17s, and they willingly did it. Just to try to get better, get ready for basketball. Like you said, we got done with football on Friday. That was fun. We had that many people show up just trying to get better, trying to stay the course. But it's not always about running and about having kids do stuff like that. Sometimes we have a little fun. So this is another day for the non-sports specific conditioning we do. The lady in the front here, that's Jimmy Suggan's sister. So she comes in and she does a little aerobic dancing stuff. You can see the guy, there's a kid in the back that was just running. He doesn't want to embarrass himself, doesn't want to do all the dancing stuff. So we do have a little bit of fun during the non-sports specific conditioning stuff too. And the kids know what's going to happen. They know during that week that Carrie's going to show up. And when she shows up, they all go crazy. They know that's going to be a fun day. My big thing with our program is I'm trying to build a David to compete with the Goliaths, right? 176 kids in our school. We're the little guy, right? I want to build a David. When you think about the Bible, when you think about David, everybody knows the David and Goliath story from the Bible. And we're trying to build David, right? We're trying to build people, kids that are confident, they're fearless, they have a vision for success, they're committed to the program, and they're competent, right? And that's what David was. And that's what we're trying to build. A kid like that, just so they can have success. So from 2021 to 2024, our overall record was 83, 53, 2. We had British championships, all kind of course. We started the 2004 season number 3 in the poll. We're number 3 at the end of 2022. That's the highest the Rangers ever been ranked. Our overall playoff record was 17-4. The big philosophy that I have that some of the other coaches that I've played against are starting to adopt it too is I believe that iron sharpens iron, right? Our schedule, we build our schedule with the postseason in mind, right? I don't care about, we want to win. We just want to get better every time we're on the field. I don't care if we lose a game. We just need to get better for the end of the year. And our schedule, we build it that way. We're a Division 4 school in the UP. We'll travel. We came all the way down here last year on a Friday and played one game at Tennessee State just because we wanted to play Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart because they're a good team. We travel to try and get better. So if you look at our record, break it down, and you look at the games we've played against different divisions. Okay, we've played 6 games since 2001. We've played 6 games against Division 1 schools, 30 against Division 2, 33 against Division 3, 44 against Division 4, and then our Ontario guy played 7 against Ontario schools, which is not there. But if you look at that record, our regular season record against Division 4 schools in the past 4 years is 36, 6, and 2 against Division 4 schools. If we played all Division 4 schools, what would it look like? I don't know. Would we be ready for the postseason? I don't think so. Okay, so we try to challenge ourselves. We challenge our kids. In 2022, when they saw our schedule, or 23, when they saw our schedule, how crazy it was. One of the kids made a comment about, well, how come Lincoln's not on there? How come Orchard Lake's not on there? I said, don't tempt me. I said, I'll schedule right now. You have to want to play teams that are going to help you get better. Yeah, it's fun to go beat up on a team, 15 run, get out of there. But don't you get more out of playing a better team? You get better playing better, right? So that's one thing we try to do. We try to schedule. We try to play a lot of D3 schools, a lot of D2 schools, just because they're going to help us get better. Right? I think that's one of the biggest keys right here to our success in the postseason, is because our schedule creates it. And we went into the quarterfinals a couple of years ago, and we were prepared because we played good competition. Right? We played the number 1 team in the state. The number 1 team in the state is just like playing a Division 2 school. We've done that. We're ready. The kids know. Right? So that's one of the biggest things we try to do. We always try to schedule out. Our postseason record kind of reflects that too. Or I think it reflects how our schedule helps us. 2021, we were 3-1, lost the regional final. 2022, we were 6-1, we lost in the final 4. 23, we were 5-1, lost in the final 4. And then last year, we were 3-1 in the playoffs, lost the regional final. In 2023, we were 19-19 in the state semifinal game. Winning the quarterfinal game got us 500. The year before, in 2022, we were playing Gabriel Richard, and they're in the same situation. I don't know if they were even 4 or 5 after they won the station. But they're in the same situation. But they do the same thing. If you look at Gabriel Richard, if you look at their schedule that year, they're playing bigger schools, better competition. Philosophies. We have a program philosophy, and we share. Our program, this is the Red Air Bulldog baseball program, will pride itself on being leaders in the field, in the school, and in the community. We will be fundamentally sound in the skills necessary to be successful players, successful students, and successful members of our community. Practice and play every day with energy, enthusiasm, excitement, and fun every time we play. Okay, we value being good members of the community. We value being good athletes. We value being good students. Okay, it's just part of who we are. It's part of our mission as a baseball program. Okay, our offensive philosophy, is will be aggressive and take advantage of defense mistakes, be the first team to score a run, be the hunters out of the hunted, put pressure on defense whenever possible, have a we over me mentality, take pride in helping the team produce runs, players in the dugout, cheering on teammates, and believe that the game is never over until the last out is made. Okay, that's our philosophy as far as what we have for our offense. Our defense. Our defense will take pride in playing tough defense. I'll give 100% effort, both physically and mentally, when playing defense. Players will be fundamentally prepared, work hard, we're getting practice, fundamentally prepared games, to win the battle, the time between pitches. That's the biggest thing that we're trying to work on. It's one of my goals for this year, is that the time between pitches, right? The time when the kid boots the ball, can you come back and be mentally strong so you want that next ball hits you, right? Okay, if you can win that battle, if you can win the battle between pitches, you're going to be successful right on defense. Okay, especially if they miss a ball, they drop a fly ball. Left fielder has a ball go underneath his glove to score 2 runs, right? That's it. But can you get the kids to win that battle? Okay, that's our biggest thing this year we're going to talk about, is just the mental approach and trying to win that between pitches. So we have 5 keys that we talk about as far as what we think our 5 keys to success are. Okay, the first one is to control what you can control, right? I can't control what happens when I hit the ball, but I can control hitting it. I hit the ball hard, shortstop makes a good play, throws me out. That's just what happens, right? But you can control where I'm the ball. Be in the present. Okay, I tell the kids that all the time. Be in the present. Okay, we want you here. We want you to be a baseball player right now. Okay, when you're not at baseball, we want you to be a good son. Okay, we want you to be a good boyfriend, whatever, right? But when you're here, be in the present. Okay, try not to have any distraction. Get better every day. Okay, we try to, the big thing we talk about this year too is just trying to get 1% better every day. If we get 1% better every day, over the course of the season, we're going to get better how many times. Stay positive at all times. Everybody has that kid in the program that wants to hang their head, that wants to kick the ball, that wants to throw a bat, wants to do that kind of stuff. Okay, we try to stay positive at all times, and that includes me, right? There's times when I want to yell and scream, which I did on Monday at basketball, that's why my voice isn't the best right now. But try to stay positive at all times, right? If you start getting negative on the kids, what's that going to do in their head, right? If you start getting on all the time, telling them to move involved and everything, it's going to weigh on them. So try to stay positive and then have fun. Obviously, you see, we try to have fun when we're doing our exercise preseason conditioning. A big thing, watching Sheets a couple years ago at the MHSBCA, he talked about they have a philosophy with base stealing, and something that we started doing. We call it dogs on the prowl. We're going to be aggressive on the base pass and force defense to make plays. We're going to plan a form of attack, pitcher and catcher opposing team. In our league, inches matter. Extra inch can be the difference between out and safe, right? Be aggressive on the bases, which, if you're stealing a lot of bases like we do, what happens with your guys at the plate? What's the pitcher going to do? Well, I know this guy's stealing, I got to get to the plate quick, so I'm throwing a fastball. So now by stealing more bases, your batters are going to get more fastballs, which high school kids want a fastball, right? So by stealing more, you see more fastball. I heard that at the play. So that's what we try to do. If you look at our success rate as far as stealing, last year we were 92% successful stealing bases. 23 we were 96. 91, 93. So every year the past 4 years, we've been in the 90s as far as the percentage of stolen bases we've had. And there's been some games that we've had 10, 12, 14 stolen bases. Because we see base stealing as a tool. And we use it as a tool, just like bunting is a tool, whatever. If we use it, if we know we can steal on it, we do it. If we know we can't steal on it, then we don't. In 2022, that year we made it to the Final Four, we ended the season number 3 in the poll. I gave 1 sign the whole season. and we had 100 and some stolen bases. And I gave one sign. Our kids, we teach them what to do. Some kids will have a green light. This was hard for me to do. Like, I want to be in control. I want to be the guy saying, yep, you're stealing. Yep, you gotta go. But if we teach the kids what to look for and give them the green light, then they've got the feeling if they want to go or not. Right? There might be a time they think, oh, I don't want to go on this pitch, and the next pitch they might want to. And you can see we're looking for lazy middle infielders. You got middle infielders that are backing up the pitch. We're going to figure out a way to get to second base. We're going to figure out a way to get that extra 90. We're looking for, obviously, pitchers that are slow to the plate, catcher has a weak arm. If your pitcher is slow getting to the plate, and we also chart the dugout. So we have a chart in the dugout that somebody's in charge of. Usually it's one of my assistants, is usually John. We have a chart, and it's a pitch count, like pitch by count. So we'll chart your pitchers, and we'll see if there's tendencies. If we see that every 0-1 pitch, your kid's throwing a curveball, guess what? We tell the kid on deck, hey, you get to first base, guess what? 0-1. You're stealing, right? You know what they're throwing. You'll see the kids that are going in the dugout before they go to their bat, and they're trying to look at that chart to see if there's any tendencies. If we can find a tendency, we're going to take advantage of it. If we send certain pitches, certain situations. This is a dugout chart that I hang up in the dugout, and with the green light, they know they're green light because their name will be in orange in our dugout. Okay, this was from the state semifinal game of 23. After the scouting report that we got, we decided that only these 3 guys were going to be green light. Okay, there's some games we go in, and every single kid's name is orange because we know from playing before, we're playing in the previous year, that we're going to steal until he stops. Right? And the kids get excited. When I put that lineup up, they're more excited to see if they're orange than if they're in the lineup. Like there's some kids that maybe once or twice a year they're orange. As soon as their name's up there, they know they got the green light, they get so excited and they're ready to go. So just trust your guys, right? Teach them what to look for. And then let them go. Let them do their thing. You have some guys that are fast. Let them pick the situations they want to steal. Let them go. Like I said, that was hard for me to get. So a couple things we do as far as steals. Obviously, we do straight steal. One of our big things that I picked up from our friends in Sioux, Ontario is the delay steal. So we'll figure out which steal it is. And it might change in the inning. And we'll tell the kids, okay, we're going to delay steal. We're going to straight steal. And then they'll know as far as not making signs. Our leads, same, okay? One-way lead, straight lead, just trying to get that exchange. Something we do sometimes, we don't do it all the time, is a wildcat lead. The good story about that is our cross-country coach is one of my buddies, and we're out ice fishing one day, and he said, why do you guys as baseball players start like this when you're stealing bases? He says, isn't it faster if you just start like this? I'm like, no. There's no way that you're gonna look like a fool. You can't do that. And then it was a couple days later, I was watching, it was Sheets was talking about base running, and he started talking about that wildcat thing, and I'm like, makes sense. So I went back to Mike, and I'm like, guess what? We're putting in what you talked about. And he got so excited, he helped us. He's like, oh, I knew you could do that, whatever. So wildcat lead, all we do is, instead of having a regular lead, we just take our lead, and we're ready to go. Now people say, well, what's going to happen if they pick that? All it is you replace your feet and you're back to base. It's not like you're going to you don't crush your feet. It's just replace your feet and you're back to back. Right? If you know that there's a pitcher that's slow, if you know that there's a catcher with a weak arm, sometimes we use the wildcat just to get them a little faster to second base. So that's something that we use sometimes. Lots of third base coach's box. So if I'm in the third base coach's box, some of the things I'm trying to think about is I want to get that runner to third base with less than 2 outs, right? So that way ground ball in the infield, we're going to score a run. Know the pitcher's time to the plate. Always have to know that. If I'm giving signs, I'm guessing off speed too. If we get counts where I think that pitcher's going to throw a curveball, if I'm calling the signs, I'm having the guy steal because her ball slower than the plate, right? Sometimes emotions slower than the plate. I'm always trying to get that extra 90. If we're guessing off speed, we're trying to get there. Ball and dirt reads are a must. That's a big thing. We need to read balls in the dirt. We need to take the extra 90. The way we do that, we practice it even in the gym. We put guys in on the bases. We actually practice blocking too. So I'll throw a ball to the catcher. If he drops to block it, the guy's advance base. If I throw it to the catcher catches it, then they come back. Okay, so we're always practicing. Pitching, this is another big thing why I believe that we've had some success, is because we develop pitching. We don't develop our schedule just to throw 2 or 3 guys. Okay? If you look the past few years, we've had 17, 14 guys in the roster. We've had 13, 9, 10. We've got a lot of guys throw. Okay? We've yet to have somebody get 100 pitches a game. Okay, that's postseason. What we do is we have a pitch count by week. And I don't care if it's in the middle of an inning. I'll tell the umpire, hey, this kid's got 5 pitches up to get to his 30. We're pulling. Okay, so we go 30 the first week, and 40, 50, 60. We build up to our last couple of weeks. It's 90 pitches or 3 times through the order. We don't ever let our pitchers go 4 times through the order. We did that one time when I was assistant coach, and it backed right on us, so we won't do it again. So that's kind of what we do as far as pitching. The other big thing that we're doing this year is we're starting to drive line. We got a couple guys that come in the morning already, and we're starting to do the drive line. We had some guys do it last year. They had some success. There's a lot of jump with D-Lo as far as throwing. So we had a good fundraiser. We were able to get enough money to purchase a whole team set for drive line. And I did it in August with my son. I recommend it. Our typical practice schedule, we lift for an hour, and then we have practice. Okay? That's just what we do. Like there's no, you have to lift. And that's football, that's basketball, that's baseball, everything. Okay, we lift every single day. Not a game, we lift for practice. It just has to be part of our routine, right? This is our inside facility too. Of course, we're up north, right? We spend a lot of time inside. That's how big our facility is. You see the drop-down cage. It's actually the gym I teach in. That's our facility that we use. So we have a small space. So we have to be pretty organized, right? So I have a checklist as far as what we're going to do. Okay, things we need to go over through the year. I made a checklist, and I just check it off. If we talk about straight skills, I check it off. Okay, if I don't see a lot of check marks, when I sit down on Sunday, creating our plan for the week, I sit down on Sundays, and this is our plan. Like I plan practice, obviously if something happens in practice Monday, if we have to change for Tuesday, we will. But I sit down every Sunday night, and I plan out the whole week. Okay, I plan out if we're going to do bullpens, who's pitching, who's catching, plan out the weight room. So I'm prepared, like I'm telling the kids to be prepared for the week and trying to see what we're going to do to get better. Inside this is a practice plan for inside, like for inside. I've got groups, you've got your hitting group, you've got your defensive work, what's going to happen in the cage on the side, it's posted. So that way the kids know. Okay, they know what hitting group they're in, and they know when they're going to be on defensive work, they know what's going to happen today. It's just right there. Just trying to be organized. Some Saturdays we'll have simulated games in the cage. Now this year, fortunate enough to have a younger teacher, first-year teacher, who was my assistant football coach. He's also an umpire, so we're going to invite him to come in when we do these scrimmages, right? He's going to want some reps to get ready for the season, so we're going to put him behind the plate, umpiring for our simulated games. And it gets pretty competitive, like you saw Jake, his presentation, the guys get competitive. Our guys get pretty competitive during this too. You'll see guys on the side chirping, and just having fun trying to get people going. Another thing we do is huddle. Every swing during the game, every pitch during the game, we record it. And it's on huddle. And we watch it, and we show kids, we'll talk to kids about it. If there's any way you can get, our booster club pays for it, we don't pay for it. They pay for football, basketball, so they can pay for us too. If you can get huddle, it's a huge tool. Huge tool to have to be able to show the kids video. If you can't get huddle, just record it on an iPad or something. But we really believe in video. Another big thing is blast fundraising. Tom's up there. We started blast fundraising last year. That's how we were able to raise enough money to get that the drive line stuff. Get a clothing store. We connect with the community, alumni, we raise money, It's a really good program that we bought into as a school. Our football, basketball, baseball team do it. Our wrestling team has jumped on board. I would highly recommend it. Easy, able to raise money to do whatever you need to. So, the other thing is, a philosophy that I have is just make it big time where you are, right? Use social media to promote your kids. All kids are on social media. They want to see stuff. They want to see it on Twitter. They want to see it on Instagram, whatever. Just try to do that stuff. If you can't do it, find somebody to do it. Put the game day posts on. I have a kid that I go to because I'm not on music today. I have a kid that I go to and I'm like, okay, what do you want for the song today? I'll go to like, what do you want? So I'll ask the kids what song they want on the video for the game day. So it's kind of cool to get them involved in that too. But promote your team. A lot of schools might not do that. You have to be your own promoter, right? Promote your program. It takes you a couple minutes to do, but just try to do that. Another big thing is managers. Get managers. Man, those guys, these guys right here help so much. Okay, obviously my son and the two guys on the left here, my son and Kane, will be their freshmen this year. They'll both be on the varsity. So they were right there with us through all of our postseason runs, right? They're with us at practice. So that way, this year when we start our practice, they step in, they know exactly what to do. They're the leaders coming in, right? They know exactly what's expected, they know exactly the drills, they know everything. Get managers. These are the guys that do our huddle calls. They're the guys that set the camera up during games. Yeah, I don't worry about it because they do it. They bring the camera on the bus. They set the camera up, they do it. And here they are, our little dog pile, and they jump in too. They like to be part of it. And our guys just treat them like they're just another teammate. Another big thing, philosophy I have is just prove them wrong, right? You always have people that are going to doubt you. You always have people in the community that want to say stuff about you, that critique you, that do whatever. Prove them wrong. Okay, I was turned down 2 times. I applied for interview 2 times to the baseball coach at Sioux High, which is the school that I graduated. And 2 times I was pulled up. Okay, I'm out to prove them wrong. Okay, that's my big thing. Okay, think about all those people and just work hard, do what you got to do, and just try to prove people wrong. Here is my contact information again. Little bulldog here is my son's best friend. So, like I said, if you ever need anything, you're looking for games, get a hold of me. Find me on Twitter, email, whatever. If you want anything from the slideshow, let me know. By the way, when people say that the time up here goes fast, it really does. So, I had to hurry through a few things there at the end, but I appreciate everybody being here. We'll take a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back.